How do you debug C++ code in Visual Studio? If you are looking to debug C++ code in Visual Studio, you have come to the right place. Let's break down the steps to help you tackle those pesky bugs effectively. First, you need to set up your project. Open Visual Studio and create a new C++ project. You can start with an empty project template. If you do not see this option, make sure you have installed the desktop development with C++ workload through the Visual Studio installer. Next, write or open your C++ code. Add your source files to the project. For instance, you might create a file named my_dbg_app, CPP, and write your C++ code there. Now, let's set breakpoints. Breakpoints are markers you place on specific lines of code where you want the debugger to pause execution. This allows you to inspect the program state at critical points. You can set a breakpoint by clicking in the left margin next to the line number or by pressing the F9 key when your cursor is on that line. Once you have your breakpoint set, it is time to start debugging. Launch the debugger by pressing the F5 key, clicking the green Start Debugging button, or selecting Debug followed by Start Debugging from the menu. The program will run and pause at any breakpoints you have set. When the program is paused, you can step through your code line by line. Use commands like step into, which is the F11 key, step over, which is the F10 key, and step out, which is Shift plus F11. This helps you observe how your code executes and where it might be going wrong. While paused, you can inspect variables and expressions. Hover over variables to see their current values or use the autos, locals, and watch windows to monitor variables and expressions. This helps you understand the program state and identify incorrect values. For advanced debugging, consider using conditional breakpoints and data breakpoints. Conditional breakpoints pause execution only when a specified condition is true. Data breakpoints pause execution when the value of a variable changes. These tools help narrow down issues more precisely. Visual Studio also supports edit and continue. This feature allows you to modify your code during a debugging session without restarting it. This speeds up the debugging process by letting you fix minor issues on the fly. If your project involves both managed and native C++ code, Visual Studio allows mixed-mode debugging. This is useful when your application integrates C++ libraries with net components. Lastly, make use of diagnostic tools. Visual Studio includes features like the call stack window to trace function calls, the output window for debug messages, and performance profilers to analyze runtime behavior. By mastering these debugging features in Visual Studio, you can systematically identify programming bugs, understand their causes, and apply fixes effectively. Debugging is an iterative process that benefits from careful inspection of program flow and state at runtime, and Visual Studio provides a comprehensive environment to support this workflow.